Imagine living your entire life in silence, working long hours on a fishing boat, hiding a voice so powerful it could change everything. But one day, a stranger hears you sing, and that single moment transforms a poor fisherman into a rising music star while uncovering secrets that could destroy his future before it even begins. This is the story of Elliott, and how talent, love, and painful truth collide in the movie A Beautiful Life. The story begins in a quiet coastal town where we meet Elliott, a young fisherman who spends most of his days working on a fishing boat with his friends. Life isn't glamorous. Every day is the same routine: early mornings, rough waters, and long hours pulling nets filled with fish. But Elliott has something special, a voice. Whenever he's alone, he quietly sings to himself. His voice is emotional, powerful, and full of soul. But Elliott never shares it with the world. To him, singing is just something personal, something he keeps hidden. His friends know he can sing, but Elliott refuses to take it seriously. He doesn't believe music can change his life. Everything changes one night. After a long day of fishing, Elliott and his friends go to a local party. Music is playing, drinks are flowing, and people are having fun. Eventually, his friends convince him to sing. Reluctantly, Elliott grabs the microphone and begins performing. The entire room suddenly goes silent. His voice is incredible. Among the crowd is a woman named Suzanne, a well-known music producer who instantly realizes she has just discovered something rare, a star. Suzanne approaches Elliott after the performance. She tells him his voice is special and asks if he has ever considered becoming a professional singer. Elliott laughs it off. To him, the music industry feels like a completely different world, one that someone like him could never enter. But Suzanne is persistent. She invites him to visit her studio in the city. He travels to the city and meets Suzanne again, this time in a professional studio environment. There, he's introduced to Lily, Suzanne's daughter. Lily works with her mother and helps develop new music projects. At first, Lily is skeptical. She has seen many hopeful singers come and go, and she isn't convinced Elliott is different. But then Elliott begins singing. The moment his voice fills the studio, Lily's attitude completely changes. She realizes her mother was right. Elliott's voice is something special. Suzanne decides to take a risk and starts working with Elliott. For the first time in his life, Elliott begins recording professional music. But the transition isn't easy. The music industry is demanding. Recording sessions are long and exhausting. Producers constantly push him to improve. Elliott struggles with the pressure. Back in his hometown, life was simple. Now he is surrounded by expectations, deadlines, and people who constantly analyze his voice. Through all of this, Lily becomes his biggest support. She helps him adjust to the new environment and guides him through the complicated world of music production. Slowly, their professional relationship turns into something deeper. They begin spending more time together, writing songs, sharing personal stories, and supporting each other emotionally. Eventually, it becomes clear that they are falling in love, but their growing relationship comes with complications. Suzanne, Lily's mother, is extremely focused on Elliott's career. To her, Elliott is a major opportunity, someone who could become the next big music star, and personal relationships could complicate everything. As Elliott records more music, his confidence grows. His songs start attracting attention within the industry. Soon, he is performing in front of larger audiences and gaining recognition as a new and promising artist. For someone who once believed music could never be his future, everything is changing rapidly. But fame also brings pressure. Interviews, rehearsals, and performances begin taking over his life. At the same time, Elliott is still dealing with painful memories from his past. He grew up without knowing much about his father. It's a subject he rarely talks about, but it continues to haunt him. Meanwhile, his relationship with Lily grows stronger. They connect through music, creativity, and shared dreams. But hidden truths are slowly beginning to surface, truths that could change everything. As Elliott's popularity increases, journalists begin digging into his past. Eventually, the shocking secret is revealed. Suzanne, the woman who discovered him and launched his career, has a deeper connection to Elliott than anyone realized. Years ago, Suzanne had a relationship with Elliott's father. This revelation creates a complicated emotional situation for everyone involved. Elliott feels betrayed. He begins questioning whether Suzanne truly believed in his talent, or if she had other motivations for helping him. At the same time, Lily feels caught between her mother and the man she loves. The tension begins tearing their relationships apart. Elliott becomes overwhelmed and starts pulling away from the music world entirely. For someone who finally found success, everything now feels uncertain. After stepping away from the spotlight, Elliott returns to the ocean, back to the fishing boats, back to the life he once knew. Out there on the water, away from fame and pressure, Elliott begins reflecting on everything that happened. He realizes something important. Music was never about fame or success. It was always about expressing who he truly is. Meanwhile, Lily refuses to give up on him. She believes Elliott's voice deserves to be heard, not because of business opportunities, but because his music genuinely connects with people. Eventually, Elliott finds the courage to face the truth about his past. Instead of letting it define him, he decides to move forward. He returns to music, this time with a new perspective, not chasing fame, but sharing his story. In the final moments of the story, Elliott performs once again. This time, his music carries deeper meaning. Every lyric reflects the journey he has taken, from a quiet fisherman hiding his voice to an artist finally embracing who he truly is. The audience listens in silence, because his voice isn't just beautiful, it's honest. And in that moment, Elliott realizes something powerful. Life doesn't become beautiful because everything is perfect. It becomes beautiful when you accept your past, follow your passion, and allow yourself to love and be loved. And that is the true meaning behind a beautiful life. So the next time you think your talent doesn't matter, remember Elliott? Because sometimes the greatest voices in the world are the ones that stay hidden the longest. And when they finally sing, they change everything.